Good afternoon, Cheryl. Welcome. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Welcome, Heath. How are you? And Alex, welcome. Sorry, I'm just getting set up a little bit, so. Pardon me. Ulrich, good afternoon, not good morning. Hope everyone's doing well. Inut and Indra, welcome. Trying to get a little bit organized, so hopefully it's not so, doesn't take so long. We can get in, get out, get the information needed, and welcome, John, I think, and user. Dr. Crazy, welcome. Nova, welcome. Viola, welcome. All right, so first up, we got Libra for our December action steps. So I've decided to draw them before I come on because then it's easier to be a little more organized, takes up less time. So welcome, Setha. What are we going to start with today? We want to start with our gratitude. Yeah, I like that one. All right. Spirit, can I have a gratitude card for my Libras for the month of December? If monks and nuns do not cherish their time of practice, they will have nothing to offer the world. Find peace in your extraordinary efforts. Your work is not in vain. The big, the small, doesn't matter. When you show up right. You show up for yourself and you celebrate your work. You don't need to be validated by anyone but you. The people will come as they're needed. Welcome, Augie. My Libras, yes. You got to start celebrating your efforts just a little bit more because I think that's a thing gets pushed off, and I know I do that too sometimes. We just got to do this and this and this, and we forget that we have done this, and this, and we need to start celebrating those things along the way. Just a little bit more. Welcome, Fred. Good morning. Good afternoon. I don't know why I keep saying morning. Morning is over. Welcome, Julie and Jerry. Can I have a self-love, self-care? All right, that's the one, eh? At the edge of the forest, the thistles were attaching themselves to the fur of animals. What serendipity to hitch a ride to your future. Welcome, Riley. Reflect upon times that someone else or an outside circumstance changed your life out of the blue. How are you transported into your future? Give thanks for these acts of serendipity that the universe provides. And the more that we give thanks to all of the small things, the more we make room for the big things. And that's really important. We should always be thankful because as long as we're breathing, we're moving. We're doing things. We're moving forward. We're healing. We're doing better. Welcome, Becca, and welcome, Dee. So it's about celebrating yourself and celebrating the things that others have done for you along the way these small acts of kindness, small acts of, or some of them big acts, just other acts from other people have done great things for your life. Welcome, David. It's time to release negativity. And I have a feeling, with all the things that you've got going on, you're probably being just a little bit too hard on yourself. So you need to start celebrating celebrate yourself. Find peace in your extraordinary efforts. It really matters. It makes a difference. And you have to understand that everything you're doing, your work is not in vain. The right people are finding you. The right people are showing up. You got to celebrate yourself and celebrate the others. The people that show up for you, even in the smallest of ways. Those small little messages, those things that even the ones that aren't the greatest, the ones that are constructive criticism or ones that make you have to really check in with yourself, those are the ones you really need to flow through with, because when you get through that, that's how you can release the negativity, because now you're not seeing the negative, you're seeing the silver lining. Welcome, I like Canada. I love Canada, so welcome. And Jimmy, welcome. When you can see the silver lining and start understanding, celebrating all of the efforts you've put in, and realizing even the things other people did, good, bad, or ugly, doesn't matter, have taught you things, have empowered you, have made you become stronger, better, faster, more compassionate to yourself and to others. Welcome, Tyrone. So when we're releasing negativity, sometimes it's not so much that we're holding this. It's about understanding that when we move forward, we're taking the benefits, right? What did I learn from that? How did that benefit me, and how can I use that moving forward? So when we take that and we use that as a space to see the silver lining, in quotation marks, but you're seeing the lesson, and you're learning all of the good things. Welcome, Devil Walks. Welcome. Then we have, I want to have a creativity one because I love this one. Creative Art CA. Welcome. I love your name, by the way. It's good timing. I'm just about to pull the Creativity Oracle, and I love this one. So, can I have one creative oracle, one message for my Libras for the month of December? Thank you for the likes, by the way. I appreciate that. Tyrone? Is it Tyrone or I think it's Tyrone. If I'm wrong, correct me. I'll do my best to fix it. One creativity oracle, please. Something to focus on. Something to help through the month of December. I said one, nature. Fair enough. That's always going to be a good one. That one spit out right away. So that's the one we got to focus on. Even when it spits a pile at me, there's always the one that flips out and says, look at me, and that's the one. So, go out in nature as much as you can, even in the winter when we don't like it. If you don't like it and it's cold, take 10 minutes. Just do it. At first, it's like, ugh, this is yucky, I don't want to do it. But once you get out there, I'm telling you, you get to see the miracles and all of the things going on in the universe. There's so much to be grateful for when you just can look out and see it. And the best way to see the universe in its absolute perfection is to get out in nature. So go out in nature as much as you can, for its pure creativity can teach you everything you need to know. The nature card is an invitation to do as much of your creative process outdoors as practically possible. If working outside is not feasible, then simply go for a walk. There is a lesson to be learned in everything you can observe in nature if you are peaceful and attentive inside yourself. Taking yourself to the outside world by leaving the studio, classroom, office, or any other place of work is as important as any work done indoors. Immersing yourself in nature and its signs and symbols clears your head and cleans your spirit, allowing you to return to your work with renewed energy and sense of purpose. This card can also be a reminder that you need to take human nature into account when trying to solve any problems associated with the matter in question. Welcome, Priya. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. So it's talking about getting out of nature. I mean, that's a common thing. That's an everyday thing. We should be doing that anyway. But a lot of times when we're holding these standards for ourselves, and I know I'm guilty of it too, so there's no judgment. Don't ever think that. We judge ourselves so critically, so harshly, and we don't see the magic that we actually possess, the gold, the pure gold. Okay, we're overcritical, we're over-judging of ourselves, and now we need to start saying all these efforts we've been putting in, this is, we need to start celebrating them. Stop saying, oh, I could have done more, I could have did more, I did it, I should have did this, I should have did that. Oh, that person upset me today, how dare they, now I'm mad for a moment. Okay, but are you going to hold that negativity? No, you're going to release it. What was it that made me mad? What was it that upset me? That person did you a favor because they showed you somewhere that you could heal and show up lovingly for yourself and someone else. So when you can flip that script and turn it into something positive, and it's not about being toxic positivity either, okay? But it's just taking the lesson. Feel your feelings. You're absolutely allowed to. We just don't want you judging yourself. We want you celebrating yourself, because all of the work you're putting in, sometimes it's gross, sometimes it's yucky, sometimes it's not fun. But if you put in the work, man, the end result is beautiful. So you thank those people. The good, the bad, the ugly. You thank them because they've all given you a lesson, and they're a mirror showing you what you can do best for yourself without judgment. It's a mirror and a space of love, and that's what we want to do. How are you? I thank you for all the likes. I appreciate that. Okay, can I have Rebecca Campbell? This one is the starseed. Sorry, I blanked out. I couldn't think of it. Can I have a starseed oracle for my Libras for the month of December? Something to move. Okay, I said, oh, you're going to tell me a story, huh? Yep. Okay, so I'm not going to read all these because you got 3, but it's telling the story. So we got, take a breath, breathe in the cosmos. When you're centered, when you're here, when you're in your safe space, you can breathe in. As I can't send gifts. Hi, you don't have to ever, listen, I'm going to tell you something. This is the one space, I mean, I'm always going to appreciate when someone does something, the smallest or the biggest, but I will never, ever, ever ask you or expect gifts. If there's ever a time I do readings, donation-based, sometimes I will say if people can't send, because I'm in Canada and there's some different apps and stuff, sometimes say, okay, we can buy gifts, but it's very rare, and that would be a transactional thing, which is almost never. If I do this, I'm always doing this, and you never have to feel bad for not giving gifts. Just showing up, listening, sharing it, these kind of things, they're wonderful. They're not expected. I'm still going to give the message with the same amount of oomph, whether I get them or not. So never feel bad. I promise. You never have to. So when we're in our center space, we're taking our breath, the breath of the cosmos. We're breathing in the good, and we're releasing the negative. We're taking the lesson. That's all we hold on to, okay? Remember, every day is a new day in Earth School. This is where we're at, and you're learning every single day. Doesn't matter what you do good, what you do bad, what you do ugly. It's a lesson, and it doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean you're bad. It doesn't mean you're evil. It means, holy crap, there's something that if I can pay attention, maybe I have to walk through the fire 100 times, but that 101th time, man, I'm going to learn. And when I learn, I'm going to do better, so much better. Because you know what? It doesn't matter where you start. But once you do that, that's when you get cracked open. That's when you let the light in. That's when you let the negativity out and you fill all those dark shadows with light. That's when that healing truly begins. And my God, what a difference it is. The creativity, the empowerment, the confidence, all of the things that come over you is something that you cannot buy. You can't pay for that. It's earned. And those people, you see those people. Their light comes long before you're going to ever see them. Okay, you can feel it. Because that is something that's earned, and it takes so much to do. So my Libras, that's where you're at, this space. And when you feel that cracked open, you're not judging yourself. You're not going to be upset. You're going to be thankful for all the good, the bad, the ugly. And in turn, you're going to turn that into your biggest golden step. And each way it's going to move you forward, because that's what it looks like. You're moving forward. But instead of judging yourself for the lessons, you're going to take that work and you're going to say, okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing my thing. And I'm loving myself through it. And it's going to be that much easier. Welcome, Lily, and welcome, Linda. It's going to be so much easier. And that's all we want to do, is understand that you don't have to worry who loves you, who hates you, who doesn't like you. It's not your business. But what you do have to do is understand you're the one who has to look at yourself in the mirror every single night. You're the one who has to say, did I show up at my best? Did I fail somewhere? Did I not do something good? By the way, there's no failure. So that is like this common term. Everything is a lesson and an opportunity. Lesson and an opportunity. It's always going to be the same. And when we use that lesson as an opportunity, we're doing that Okay, and we're immediately getting out of we're changing the cycle, right? Because instead of the step that we would have taken when we're still in that cycle, we're stepping sideways. Even if it's the wrong way, it's a step that gets out of the cycle and it changes and it gives you the opportunity to learn something new or move forward with some knowledge and then move on to the next one. There's always going to be another step that takes you off your center, but it's learning how to come back to that and celebrate yourself and love yourself. And this is what I think my Libras are doing. And it's a hard thing to kind of sit with and trust yourself with if it's new. If you're newly doing it, those have been on the journey, they get it, they know it, they've been there. Look, Star Seeker right on the bottom. I love that. They know and understand that a little bit more. But when you're new, it's scary, it's intimidating. You don't know how to feel, what to feel, and that's okay. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to process. And actually, I was just talking about this earlier today. When you're doing your processing, one of the big things everyone says, it doesn't matter if you go to a therapist, if you go wherever, healing, spiritual leaders, all walks of life, will tell you journaling is one of the best things. Welcome, Brad. And what I'm trying to tell you, I'm not ever going to say journaling is bad. But if you're someone like me, whose mind races and goes 20 different directions, and you're thinking 25 steps ahead and you can't figure it out, or you get stuck on one thing and it's not going to let you go until you process that. Like, you have to get it done. So when you go the 12 different directions, you can't write that all down. I hope you have a great day, and thank you for all the likes. I appreciate it. The likes and the shares are wonderful and appreciated always. I hope you have a fantastic day. Yeah, when you go 20 different directions, trying to write it down, you're getting frustrated, so you're setting yourself up for failure. That's my own truth, so I'm not going to judge anybody ever. But instead of doing that, get yourself an app, or just use your like your notes, your Google Notes or whatever they're called, and use your voice to text. Spit it out. Process it. Okay, because then you can read it back when you're in a calmer space and understand it. But you're not missing those things, because when you start writing, you focus on the one and you're missing all these other directions, right? Welcome, Nagoli Mom. And Cora, welcome. So the idea is when you can say it out immediately, it's a lot easier to process because you have all these directions going on. What I'm trying to teach and what I really want people to understand is journaling is not something that I'm against, because I do that too after the initial process, right? You have to get to a space where you can process and understand all the things, and sometimes it's about spewing it out, get it recorded down, and then you can go back. It's not something you have to share, it's your own personal thing. But then when you go back and you start writing, then you can sift through what it is. Oh, this is something that I don't need to believe anymore. And you actually get to process these things a lot easier. Pammy Band, welcome. And Sophia, welcome. So it feels like you guys are at a space right now where you're kind of cracked open, and you're kind of letting that light in, light in and releasing the negativity, and that includes towards yourself, right? If you go to my website or my YouTube, I have all of my Fire and Flow series, Rage is a Teacher Too, which really talks about that, and it's about transmuting that into your best, turning it into golden steps that are going to move you forward in your most heart-centered place, okay, from a head-heart coherence, and it's going to allow you the opportunity to love yourself through it and understand that everyone has this process, and how they process it may be a little different, how and when, but the process itself is so simple, and it's about getting curious. So when you're feeling sensitive in those things, the most important thing is to not judge yourself, right? It's to understand that all your hard work is not in vain. And when you can do that, then you really start to feel more empowered to keep going. And because once you're cracked open, yeah, it's a little sensitive. But I'm telling you, your light is exploding for miles before you come in. People know they see it. Maybe they don't understand it, but they do. and you'll feel it. And it's such an amazing thing, because the empowerment, the amount of creativity, the amount of things that you can do, process, think, understand, because you're trusting yourself, right? You're trusting yourself and trusting the signs, trusting your intuition, which is the most important thing you could ever do. And most importantly, once you're cracked open, you know how to come back to that centered space. You know how to love yourself in the struggles. And sometimes it sucks when you have to do it alone, but the truth is you can. And when you do, you come out so much stronger that there's nothing can shake you. Once you understand your truth, your whole entire truth, confirmation, thank you, Spirit. Once you know your whole entire truth, you become unshakable. That doesn't mean that you know everything, but that means that you know, as you learn, that you're always going to be changing, but your core beliefs, your core knowledge about yourself, your core ethics, your true north is always going to remain the same. And once you know that, you can overcome anything. Carmen, welcome. Patricia, welcome. Okay, can I have one Beyond Lemuria for my Libras for the month of December? One message that helps them come back to their center and love themselves through this. Being cracked open is, yeah, the portal keeper. I knew it. I could see it. I love this one. It's a really good one. And it's really aligned with the message. Libras, you're doing really good. Stay strong. Understand that what you're doing right now is the depths of something that you may not understand just yet. But once you understand it, my Lord, is it going to empower you. And when you get to that space, there's nothing that can change. Not inside your core. Everything's going to change always, but your core beliefs, your core you, and your trust in yourself, your spirit team, it's just going to exponentially explode. It's wild. Welcome, Kurt. Okay, so we have the portal keeper. I love these cards so much. Look how, like, this is all, the creator of the deck, Izzy Ivy. They did all this work. I just can't, and the words are so beautiful. Okay, so we have unique gateways to mystical experiences, psychic ability, raising your vibration, expanded consciousness, the Akashic records, past life ties, exploring the edges of reality for significant messages, seeing between the lines, and multi-dimensional awareness. 111 on the clock. Thank you, Spirit. If that's not confirmation, I don't know what is. Don't be judging yourself. You know, you're going to celebrate all the things. Your hard work is not in vain. You're there. You're at the cusp. Do not stop. Don't sabotage. Stay where you're at. Stay steady. Stay strong. Be in stillness. And it doesn't mean sit still. It just means don't let anxiety take over. Don't let anything. You're the portal keeper. As we become more sensitive and aware, we are more receptive to mystical experience. We can realize there are overlaying realities that seem just as real, if not more vibrant and profound than the familiar everyday one. There is a theory that space and time are constructs that allow our human minds to grasp sequences in chronological order and enable us to orientate and move through reality. In their current evolution, humans are only a small portion of their brain, using only a small portion of their brain capacity. Sorry, my reading is horrid today. If we unlock our mind's potential, what would we fathom that we can't now? Is there information out there that isn't real to us until we glimpse it with our senses? The beings of Lemuria evolved with a different kind of intelligence. They are skilled at harnessing energy from the natural and abundant forces, such as crystals, the heart of the earth, and the moon. They could share complex information without words. The Lemurians operated in multiple realms at will and could disappear from human perception. Technically, they were in the same location, but in an overlaying reality, a parallel dimension which could be very different. Psychically advanced people can sense discarnate souls, elements in nature, and spirit guides. They can also see information in energy fields. These perceptions, clairvoyance, clairsentience, or clairaudience, are still connected to this reality, but are examples of what can happen when we raise our consciousness or train ourselves to the subtleties of what is happening around us. In essence, we share our physical location with overlaying beings and energies and can raise or lower our vibration to match and enter their realms of reality. Two people in an identical environment can have different experiences. One may thrive and enjoy the opportunities of the moment. The other may see only negatives in the situation. Here, one or both parties may be traversing realities on a micro level. These micro realms may look very similar, but the way we feel, the reflections we see in others, and the way circumstances unfold are aligned with our vibration. So it's great to be conscious of our energy and the ways we can optimize our experience of life. Like attracts like. It's important to keep this in mind if you are considering traversing deeper realms, as it is an endless rabbit hole. Set your energy field to the highest good and ensure your intention is primed for the places you wish to journey to. Traversing other realms is an innate ability that we all have. Young children have this skill intact as they are not yet convinced that it is not real. Animals, especially cats, also have this awareness. People who experience hallucinations may be perceiving multiple layers of information simultaneously. In the West, this may be considered a symptom of diminished mental health. In other cultures, this openness could be the mark of a shaman or a seer, or considered a powerful shift. The Akashic paradigm combines multidimensionality with the idea that everything is happening simultaneously. Thus, everything that has ever been and ever will be is occurring at this moment. By changing our vibrations, we can access an ocean of collective consciousness, and this highlights the significance of portals. Portals are gateways to the other layers of reality. They can be accessed through meditation and inner practices, or externally in places such as the planet's vortices. These places are usually sacred to those who are sensitive to energies and work closely with the earth. Often where ley lines connect, portals are places where the veil is thin and unexplainable phenomena can occur. Earth's ley lines are similar to the meridian system on the body. Chakras are also energetic vortexes. When we tune into them and place the places on the body they connect to, we can access holistic information. This oracle deck includes 10 chakra seed cards, which can activate these portals on the body. Portals are like an opening or a rip in our usual veil of reality. If you feel pulled to explore this curious and vast topic further, it is wise to seek a mentor who is confident traversing these realities. However, simply understanding that there are dimensional layers can help you see between the lines, present in the knowledge that this reality is a fraction of the bigger picture. How are you connected to your mystical self? How might you raise your vibration to access information that isn't normally perceivable? How can you lift your spirits and soar into wider awareness so you can see life from a heightened perspective? When our minds get out of the way, we can reach the bliss state of the seamless unspeakable, where the need for linear life drops away and we can center ourselves through a sense of eternal being. Gently explore the edges of your reality. Spend time in the forest to listen, deepen your meditation practice, dance yourself into ecstasy, explore psychic tools, and study new healing modalities. If you feel lacking in purpose or life seems a little mundane, remember, there is never a reason to be bored. What we experience with our physical senses is just the tip of the iceberg. Magic exists everywhere you care to find it. Look between the lines to limitless discovery. You're already cracked wide open. You're already cracked wide open. You've done the healing. You're never done the healing work, but you've done the deep healing work. And you've done it to the point where you're cracked open. And if you actually go to my Fire and Flow series, all the replays are on YouTube. It will explain that a little bit deeper. But you're already there. And now, right now is where you kind of start getting critical of your stuff and not understanding all of your work was not in vain. So what I really need you to do is stay with that and start celebrating everywhere you come. Even if you're feeling yucky, even if you're still feeling sensitive, because being cracked open is not a nice feeling. It's not great. But I'm telling you, what comes out of that is such a positive, amazing thing. Once you get to that other side and you look back, you celebrate yourself in such a different way. You don't even understand how amazing it is until you've come to the other side and look back. It's pretty exciting, and you're almost there. You just don't want to hold negativity. You want to keep the lessons that you've learned along the way. Be thankful for all the people, the good, the bad, the ugly, and be thankful for yourself, the good, the bad, the ugly, because without the bad or ugly, the good wouldn't exist. So you need to understand that, and when you do understand that, you're mastering your own life. And we got 2002. Yeah, you guys are in the void. And it's a really good space to be, because that means you've already done the crazy hard work. Now you're just learning how to process it and what to release and how to do it. So December is going to be really a good space for you. And it's not just going to be a good space because you're cracked open and you're doing it. It's because right now you're learning how to celebrate yourself. You're learning how to thank all the things, be grateful for all the things around you, but you're learning how to see the brighter side. You're learning how to see the bigger picture, and you're learning how to be grateful for all of the things, but first and foremost for yourself. You're learning to show up for yourself, and when you do that, you're winning. 1,000% you're winning. So we have the void, and 2002 might be a special year, by the way. And 2002, when you start seeing it on the clock, remember, it's Spirit telling you, keep an eye on what's going on. Get present. When you see this number popping up everywhere, just get present. What am I thinking? What's going on around me? What music's playing? What's going on in nature? What's going on in the scene? Get present, because that's going to be the hint to your next steps. It's going to help you. It's going to say, or that moment you're feeling a little bit low or a little bit sad or any of those things, you know, this number is going to show up, and it's going to be like a hug from the universe saying, I'm here, I got you, and we love you. So when you, trust me, you'll start seeing it if this message is for you. You will. Welcome, Robert. So this is the void. It's empowerment, growth, friendship, relaxation, joy, openness, exploration, and balance. You have more control over your life than you realize. Pursue your interests and take action to transform your circumstances. Welcome, Brianna, and because things will improve with time. You'll have plenty of opportunities to make new friends, so relax, have fun, open up, step outside, and embrace the world around you. When you start seeing this number, I'm telling you, get present, show up for yourself, and really start loving yourself. Bukenya? Welcome. Hi, how are you? If I butcher your name respectfully, I don't mean to. I will do my best to fix it. Paulina, welcome. And then we have, what time is it? 1:20. 1:21 on the clock. Right on, Spirit. All right. Can I have when I lead from a place of love, people respect me. That's a great affirmation. Like, can you please give me one or two for my Libras for the month of December? Something to speak over their daily life, something to show up and celebrate themselves, even in the smallest of ways. Oh, flip that one. Yeah, that one has come out a lot. I knew it was going to come out. Okay, give me one more, please. You're about to step out. That's what it is. You're starting to step out. Yeah, I like that one too. Okay. Right now, because you're cracked open, you might be a little sensitive, but it's about understanding the good, the bad, the ugly, taking the lessons, leaving the negativity. Get rid of it, let it go. And then you're celebrating yourself. You're understanding all of this work is not in vain. I'm on the precipice. I'm right at the point where things are going to start getting good. I just have to keep on going, keep showing up, being thankful, and love myself through it. And then you're going to affirm this, okay? Especially when you're feeling tied to these things that people did, good, bad, ugly. Usually when you feel tied to them, it's kind of the uglier ones you're hanging on to, and we don't want to do that. We want to take the lesson and release that, okay? So this is going to help do this. I can forgive people quickly, release my resentment, and set myself free. This is an affirmation. Say it as many times. Anytime something negative creeps into your head, anytime you're feeling judgmental on yourself or somebody else, speak this into existence, because now you're not only just catching the negativity, you're catching it, and then you're reaffirming it with a positive message, with a positive thing, and that's empowering. So these are the things where you're at. December might feel a little soft. It might feel a little sensitive. But when you sit there and you can validate yourself and love yourself, that sensitivity just makes you more compassionate to yourself and to other people. And that's a great space to be in. Don't beat yourself up for feelings. Every feeling you feel, good, bad, or ugly, is valid. Doesn't mean get stuck in it. It just means validate it, question it, understand why, so you can sit with it. Just sit with yourself and understand. And yeah, it might be tears, it might be snotty, runny noses, crying while you do it, but the end result is it's a masterpiece. It's an absolute masterpiece, and you're almost there. So these are just the affirmations. These are some things that are going to help you get there. Show up for yourself, and please, God, celebrate yourself in December, especially coming Christmas. I have a whole Grace in the Grind series coming out for December, which is going to talk about the rush of Christmas and of keeping up with the Joneses, and like, I'm going to put that in quotation marks, but like trying to do what's expected of you. We're releasing expectations, because we don't care what people expect of us. What we care about is showing up for ourselves and loving ourselves and doing what matters. If you want to order pizza on Christmas because you don't want to have a Christmas dinner, and you want to watch movies on Netflix and just spend some time to yourself, nobody's judging. You're going to do what feels right for you. You want to go donate your time, do it. But it's something what you feel in your heart to do, not what somebody's saying you must do. Who wants to go around a bunch of family if they're not treating you right? Right? Like, these are these choices that you have the ability to make, and when you make those choices, stand on it. I made that choice because I fully believe that. Welcome, Michelle. And then we have one more. We have, I seek out happy people who inspire me to be great. And when you speak this out, right, because we're releasing the negative ones. We're releasing all the ones, okay, and we're not releasing them with any resentment or anything. We're just releasing them. Thank you for the lesson. I'm moving on. I'm showing up for myself, and I'm understanding. Welcome, Lise. And then what are we going to do? We're going to seek out happy people who inspire me to be great. We're going to affirm that to the universe, and watch how fast people start showing up. Watch how fast those positive messages come around. Watch how fast these things that you see and you're like, wow, that's so amazing. Look at the snow. Look at all the things that I get to go do. Look at those silly dogs jumping in the snow. There's so many things to be grateful for. Watching the squirrels balance on the fence, falling, rolling in the snow. Like, there's so many things, and they're little things, but they're about being present and slowing down and having that tea and sitting there peacefully and showing up and saying, man, I love myself. I've come a long way. I'm really at a space. Yeah, this is a healing moment. There's a lot of things I'm healing, but I'm healing. I'm showing up. I'm doing the work, and I'm about to celebrate myself. And those people that did things for me, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I'm going to thank them on every single level, because no matter what happens, at the end of the day, I'm going to take all of the lessons learned, and I'm going to use that to move forward in my most empowered, highest, best self. And every day, there's a higher, better you. There's always going to be a higher, better you that you can reach. Okay? And we're not striving to compete to reach somebody else's judgment of that. What we're trying to do is, each day at the end of the day, can I show up and look at myself in the mirror and say, did I do what I tried to do today? Did I do it with integrity? Did I do it with honor? Did I show up for myself with love? Am I doing great? And when you can look at yourself in the mirror and say yes, you can be accountable. You understand things. Of course, things are always going to be changing, but you can love yourself through it. And that's understanding that every little bit of work you put in is not in vain. And when you replace that negativity with all those positive affirmations, you're mastering your life. Welcome, Bonzi. So that's what I have for my Libras for the month of December. If you didn't catch it and you want to go back and watch it, you can always go to my YouTube at Creativity Guides Me. There I usually post them same day or next day, but usually same day I post it up on there. So you can go and watch the live replay. Also, you can go to my website, Creatively Guided. That's where I do my handmade teas, my tinctures, my artwork, guided journals, all kinds of great stuff. Go check it out. There's the Healing Hub there. Also, the monthly action steps get posted there. So each month, it will show up, right? You go, like, whatever sign you are, you can click on it, and the most recent month will show up for the action step videos. So then you can always go there and look at it also. Welcome, Alex Galaxy. So that's what I have. Yep, feel free to go check it out. Go check out my teas, all that good stuff. And my Libras, you got this. Just being cracked open doesn't mean you're in a bad space. You're actually in the best space, in the absolute best space. Because right now you're just emanating light out from everywhere. And being sensitive is okay. Right now, what I want you to do is start celebrating yourself. Know that all of your work is never going to be in vain, and celebrate yourself. Even the smallest of wins, celebrate it. Get good. Start practicing celebrating yourself, because when you do that, you become less critical of yourself and less critical of others. And that's always going to be a win-win, right? I love you guys. I hope this helps. Have a fantastic day.